All right, the next knot we're gonna do is called the timber hitch. Now the timber hitch goes like this. The timber hitch is used a lot when you throw a rope up through a tree and you come back down and you have way too many limbs to tie a bowline or running bowline. This is gonna be your pull end, and this is the end we're gonna put the timber hitch on. So if the rope's coming down the tree, a timber hitch looks like this. A timber hitch comes around just like you were gonna clamp it, but what you do is you wrap the rope a number of times, normally 6 or 8 times. Wrap your rope and then cinch it up. The pressure that comes around on your main part of the rope puts pressure on your loops, which does not allow that to come apart. Some people use this for lowering limbs. I don't like it for lowering limbs because if it gets any slack, it can allow these loops to come apart. And if you cut a limb, sometimes you'll get a little slack as it's falling. I use it a lot on cutting trees when I can't cinch my rope up to the crown. So that's called a timber hitch. Another knot we're gonna do is called a bowline on a bite. A bowline on a bite looks like this. You take your rope, you grab a loop, you come underneath, you come back through this hole, just like you're tying a knot in a rope. If you were gonna make a loop knot, that would be it. Now, to make a bowline on a bite, you reach up through the bottom part of the loop and you grab those two right there that you went into the loop with. So come up through here and grab those two. Pull this end back over, tie, dress, and set. That is called a bowline on a bite. I'm gonna show you one more time because that's not an easy knot. Okay? Here's your rope. Make a loop in your rope. Come underneath, just like you were tying a knot in the rope, okay? Take this in with the loop, and remember, the two that you went in with, you grab these two, you pull this back over, and then you gotta dress it and set it. If you don't dress it, set it, it will not work right. Now what this line is, you use this for a pulley. This line goes to the tree. This line goes to a pulley or even around the tree if you don't have any pulleys. You go around the tree or around the pulley. This end comes back and comes through another pulley, a carabiner, and if you don't have any of that, you can even put this rope through the bowline on a bite and use it to cinch your tree up. So you double your pulling power. The problem with if you don't have a pulley or a carabiner is you're gonna put so much friction here if you're pulling hard that you could burn this rope and ruin your rope and have to buy new rope. I don't recommend doing it without a pulley, but you know, in the old days, that's how we did it. Now, once you connect a carabiner or a pulley to this, you put a lot of pressure on it. Here's what we love. You loosen it up, you pull the single strand, and then you flip it back over the top and it comes right out. You should have no problem getting a bowline on a bite out, even after you've put a lot of pounds of pressure on it. Our next knot is gonna be the monkey fist. If you're wanting to throw a rope up in the tree over a limb, if you're a ground man, a climber, or whatever, and you need some weight on the end of your rope to throw it up, here's how you make a monkey fist. You start out here, you grab here, that's left hand, right hand, and just go like this. You get enough strands to where you got some good weight, and then you wrap your rope like this, and then you come through the loop with another loop, come under, dress it and set it. That's called a monkey fist. So now I can throw this rope with the weight that I need to get it over the limb and get it back down to where I want to be, okay? To take this apart, you want to grab the single loop, get some slack in it, come back over, just reversing what you just did, okay? And that's called the monkey fist.